education system is such that it's very educative. It's about technical knowledge and technical skill. So when you bring in a soft skill into this space, which is about money, then it doesn't look like it is really a serious subject that needs to be discussed. The training is such that you go to school, study, finish, graduate, get a job. But it ends there. So when you get a job, you will earn. So what do you do with that money? So again, this could be a reason as to why financial literacy has not been incorporated in our education system.
I think it is at the high time that maybe the curriculum developers develop something that is related to financial literacy, even as early as when you're in primary school, secondary school, so that by the time you're going to do your degree, you already understand the financial knowledge that you need. You have something for yourself.
Money is a very important tool in our lives, and so learning or equipping ourselves with the knowledge, the skills, and the ability just to learn how to be prudent in how we spend our money is very, very important. So yes, financial literacy is a key component.
Good morning, my name is Beth, CEO and co-founder of MyWagePay, and we're happy to welcome one of our coaches, and her name is Pauline. So maybe Pauline, you can introduce yourself.
Thank you, Beth, and good morning. My name is Pauline Karaoke. As Beth has rightly said, I am a coach. I am a financial coach, and I'm glad that you are joining us in this show so that we can have real conversations about money, real conversations about why we make decisions about money the way we do, and where does that come from, and how can we even empower ourselves to be able to, deal with our money in a healthy way.
Thank you so much, Pauline. And so today I would want us to discuss, and I want us to just tell us, why is it that money is not a subject that is taught in school, yet it affects so much, it affects our lives so much? So probably you can dive into it, and let's hear from the coach's mouth.
All right, and that's a very interesting aspect that you're bringing. Because when you think about money, each and every day we are doing so much to be able to make a living. And how do we make a living? It's through earning money. And when you think about it holistically, this is not a conversation that has been normalized in the different settings, whether it is at home, whether it's in schools, whether in social spaces. There seems to be like a taboo that when you discuss money, it's a very personal space we are getting into. And that's a reason, one of the reasons as to why money conversations or financial literacy is not really embedded in our school system. So I would think some of the reasons would be such that, we are coming from a cultural orientation that money is not openly discussed. And so even as the policymakers, educators are developing the curriculum, they've not got to a place where they have seen the need to incorporate. Perhaps also there's a reason that, like you're saying, money is a personal thing, the way society looks at it. And so when it is incorporated, being a personal thing and like a life skill, our education system is such that it's very educative. It's about technical knowledge and technical skill. So when you bring in a soft skill into this space, which is about money, then it doesn't look like it is really a serious subject that needs to be discussed. So again, when you think about the family systems that we have, and personally, I will speak about what the experience I've had. We are coming from a space where in the family setting, it's not normal to sit and have those conversations about money. Like we're asking our parents, how are we doing financially? Or even siblings having those sittings to discuss about money, or even, when we are trained in our families by our parents to go to school, so the training is such that you go to school, study, finish, graduate,
Get a job.
But it ends there. So when you get a job, you will earn. So what do you do with that money? So again, this could be a reason as to why financial literacy has not been incorporated in our education system. And I'm also thinking there's the element of there's also the element of, do we have qualified maybe personnel in our systems? When you think about like here locally in our country, in Kenya, the trainings that maybe our education, our teachers basically go through, I'm not sure if there is, and maybe you've been a teacher background, maybe that would help us understand in a better way whether there's that a unit or units that really speak about financial literacy.
So I have a degree, as I told you, that's what I did for my first degree, business, before now, and going back to doing my master's in business administration, I was a teacher. And so during that training, when you're doing your education degree, we did not have that unit where we are teaching about finance or financial literacy. So it was basically learning from elsewhere, learning from people who are maybe working in the banks, or friends that are in the banking industry, or investment bankers, but literally having that in the education system that I've not seen that. So I think it is at the high time that maybe the curriculum developers develop something that is related to financial literacy, even as early as when you're in primary school, secondary school, so that by the time you're going to do your degree, you already understand the financial knowledge that you need. You have something for yourself. So I think this is something that is really open, as in mind-blowing, and I'm happy that now we're able to tap into what you have for us today. I don't know how much you think, but I think now we can look at why is it important for somebody to have financial literacy. Is it as important as what we have been learning in school? Yes, we have that education. People go for health. They go for health education. For example, I see women going for seminars and all that. But I think, why is it important for a person, not only a career person, but also even as those kids as they are growing up? Why is it that we should have financial literacy?
You're right, and like we are saying all through, that money is a very important tool in our lives, and so learning or equipping ourselves with the knowledge, the skills, and the ability just to learn how to be prudent in how we spend our money is very, very important. So yes, financial literacy is a key component in our day-to-day. And I like what you said, like we see a lot of forums, workshops, a lot of intentionality in discussing other health, and financial health is key. It's saying women health checks or men health checks, cancer checks, physical health checks, and but I see things are changing now. So and that's why we are having this conversation, so that we can bring into light the importance of having this financial health. So let's even ask ourselves, what is financial literacy, even before we go to the importance of it. And I'll look at it in two parts. There's the finance, and there's the literacy
part of it.
So finance is that, learning about, numbers, money, and all that, and the principles around that. And then the literacy is the skills, the competence, and the ability to manage the financial resources. The financial resources, that you have. And then why then is it important? Number one is that once you're equipped with that skill and the ability to be able to manage your money, then you're able to master your money, and the money then stops being a slave. It's not the one that is directing you what to do.
What to do.
You're the one who is directing your money and telling your money how to do. So it helps you gain clarity on how then do you set your goals, your financial goals. What are the reasons as to why you should even set your financial goals? How do you even set solid financial goals? Because you can set a goal, but it can just be a vague goal. So with financial literacy, then you're able to understand, you understand elements of, you know, how you earn, how you save, how you manage money, how you multiply money, how you manage your debt, how do you even do what you plan for your wealth creation journey, and how does it look like from an individual perspective, even before you go. And it is two-way. It can be individual, but it can also apply to a business, because finance takes the scope of both individual management and also business money management.
I also should think when people understand the financial literacy, if they have financial literacy, then it becomes hard for them to be conned. They avoid the scams, because there are these scams all over now that people are even told that bring your 1,000, I'm going to give you 2,000. Like, there's no way you can just get that scammed. Or sometimes they send links, click here, you will be able to access some amount of money. So I think when you have financial literacy, you know that money has value, and you cannot get money if you have not given value. So understanding financial literacy, to my understanding is that you will not get scammed. And I also think another advantage of getting to understand about financial literacy is that you can plan for your retirement on time. Like you don't have that anxiety, where will I be when I grow old? How are you going to handle even your health when you grow old? How are you going to take care of your medication? So it's like you have a well-planned retirement that you're happy and secure, and maybe have options.
And when you talk about that, I'm also thinking, you know, I have background in investment banking. And when I was in the investment banking industry, I saw a lot of about, you know, people really understanding how to make solid investment decisions. And so when you're financially literate, then you're able to make and know what are the features of these investments that I'm making. What are the things I need to consider when making investment decisions? And I think as we will be able to discuss that further as we continue on. You'll get to understand how does the economic factors affect my financial decisions. How does inflation affect your financial decisions? And at the end of the day, we are saying once you have a good understanding on how to make smart money decisions, then it helps you improve on your financial well-being. That at the end of the day, money decisions are not causing you stress. Because you're able to understand how to do it. And money decisions help you understand how do you become financially secure, like what you have said about planning for your retirement, which is a financial security. How then do you become financially independent, which gives you the options of making sound financial decisions. So financial literacy is very, very important. It's a life skill that each and every person at all levels should be able to embrace. And I remember, I think I was reading in the news just the past few weeks, there's a curriculum that has actually been developed on financial literacy.
That's amazing.
It's amazing, and it is touching on all levels, from the elementary level of education going all the way up. So there's a lot, but we still have to do a lot of financial.
Actually, there's something I was reading, and it was statistics shows that it was a survey that was done in 2021, and it shows that the literacy level in Kenya is 38%, against 40% in Tanzania and 42% in South Africa. That shows that we are really not there. So if you're looking at that 8%, then it means that we have a whole like 62% to work on. So we really have to maybe educate people on the importance of making healthy financial decisions. And I think financial health and wellness should be one of the topics that should be embraced even in churches. It is not just in the schools, but also in churches, even as people are preaching, and also in those setups, that at least there should be some topics that are related to financial education.
Yeah. And I like that, but even as we look at the statistics of the financial literacy, there's also the element of understanding the other components of financial literacy. When you think even about the saving culture, you know,
the people.
I think that is one area where we have a lot of struggles. I think I was also reading some of the saving culture. Depending on the demographics, we are at even about 20%, which is quite low. Well, you'd ask, sometimes you'd ask, what am I saving? And I'm not even making enough to do the saving. But it's about the discipline, the financial discipline of creating a saving culture in your day-to-day life, and also in your financial health plan. So there's a saving culture, understanding that we are more of a consumer economy than more than a production economy. And that, of course, eats into the habits that we have in our savings culture.
So when you're talking about savings, even as we are talking about it, it is very important that also people learn the importance of saving. Where should you save? And there's something you've just mentioned, that people are like asking, how am I going to save, yet I don't even have enough? And saving is not about how much you're making. It's about that discipline to be able to put aside something for the future. Because what is happening is that, like yesterday I was talking to somebody and I was asking them, just imagine if you don't save today, if you don't save anything today, and maybe in the future you grow old and you're just there, and maybe you're in the 70s and 80s. That time you don't have even the energy to be able to go out there and look for money. So right now, when you are getting something, it is the high time that you put aside, so that now those old days you have something for yourself. So I think it is also important now we look at the importances of saving. And I would say by saying it is important to save for an emergency. And that is why we tell people, like, you should have a 3 to 6 months of saving.
We've had this conversation about what is financial literacy, what is the benefit of it, but I'm just curious to know, in the here and now, when you think about financial literacy, what is that one thing, one critical, I know there are many, but just one lesson that you have learned over time, that if you knew some time back would have helped you in your financial journey, and why is it very important?
So the one thing that stands out for me is that you should pay yourself first. I think for a very long time people did not understand what it means by paying yourself first, and I was one of the people. And pay myself first means that I have received that salary end month. Like 2 days ago people were paid. So before I pay anybody else, I pay myself. That means I set some money aside towards my savings, that will go towards savings, investment, my old age. Now I will plan for that, but that money I have to automatic deduct it from my salary. And that means paying myself first. Not that I will take that money and go use it on clothes or anything, but it is taking care of my financial future. So that is one thing that if anybody else, if anything else, I would forget about financial literacy. I always think about paying myself first. And because it also helps you even when you are budgeting, because it's important that even if those other things that you had not budgeted for will come, and I will not take care of things that are not a priority to me. So I will have deducted that paying myself first, because most of the time people, they pay the landlord, they pay the house girls, they buy food, they do everything else. By the end of the day, they are left with nothing. Actually, some of them even borrow to survive. So if you pay yourself first, then it means that even if you don't have things for other things that are not a priority to you, then you will not have a problem. So yeah, that would always be my take home, paying myself first.
So it's been a pleasure being in this show to discuss about the money conversation, smart money decision making, and the place of financial literacy. Thank you for the great conversation that we've had.
Thank you so much, Pauline, for the day. It has been awesome, and I look forward to having you to be able to contact Pauline. There are contacts that are going to be shared in our screen. Also in the comment section, you will be able to see that. Yeah, please let us know what you want us to discuss next with Pauline. And however, we always have something amazing for you. So keep following us, share, and subscribe. Thank you.